Greetings, writers. It's Mr. Hebda here from the Lackawanna College Writing Center, and here we're going to ask and answer the question, what is a pronoun? Or why pronouns should make me happy and why they should make you happy too. This is the first part in a series on pronoun agreement, but before we can get into the other videos on pronoun agreement, we need to understand what a pronoun is first. So pronouns are just words that stand for other words. In particular, they stand for nouns. And as a refresher, nouns are words that are a person, place, thing, or idea. And here's some example nouns. Tara is a person, college is a place, a pencil is a thing, and hope is an idea. So for a moment, I'd like us to imagine a world without pronouns. What if everybody talked like this? Stan went to the writing center for advice on Stan's essay. Sounds silly, doesn't it? Yeah, because we're repeating the word Stan over and over again, right? We're using that noun over and over again. And this is why I love pronouns, and you should love them too, because they are wonderful tools that really do a lot of heavy lifting for our memories and make it easier for us. They're placeholders. They stand for a noun or a name, so we don't have to remember it constantly and keep saying it or writing it. So this is one way we can add a pronoun to make the sentence sound better. Stan went to the writing center for advice on his essay. Rather than saying Stan's essay, we're using the pronoun his here. So how do pronouns work? They work a lot like symbols. I mean, technically they are as words. They stand for something more than themselves. So to help us understand that, I'm going to bring in our friend, the smiley face here. What does the smiley face stand for? Does it stand for sadness? No, not really, right? It stands for happiness, right? And happiness, remember, is an idea. It's a noun. So the symbol, the smiley face, is standing for a noun, just like a pronoun will stand for a noun. Now, issues can come up with pronouns, just like issues can come up with the smiley face if you try to use it to represent something like sadness that doesn't really fit. We're going to cover those in future videos. But for right now, I want to show you some examples of pronouns that do work with a noun that they stand for. For example, the pronouns I or she could stand for Tara. He could stand for Stan, like in our examples. It could stand for an idea like hope, or it could stand for an animal like the squirrel. They could represent a group, a plural noun like the soccer team. So here's some more examples of pronouns. I'm not going to cover all of them. You're quite familiar with them from your everyday speaking, from everyday speech. We use these words every day, all the time. And what I want to cover is how these little words pack in so much information. They carry so much information. And there's lots of places where the pronoun and the noun that it represents can get mixed up. So let's cover some of the main ideas or main things that pronouns can tell us and where some of these mix-ups can occur. Pronouns can tell us possession. For example, Stan's essay or his essay tells us who owns the essay or who wrote it. Person is information that gives us a sense of distance. It's usually first, second, or third person. When we have his essay, we know that it's in third person because it's told with that pronoun. It gives us a sense of distance that we wouldn't get with second person, which is your essay, or first person, which would be my essay. It's more distant from the speaker or the writer. And also, pronouns often give us information about gender and number. So we know that it's his essay and it's not her essay, so we know a man wrote it. We also know that it's not its essay, right? So the squirrel or the smiley face didn't write it. It wasn't written by one of those things. So it's telling us also that only one person wrote the essay and not multiple people too, because when it's his essay, we know that it's not their essay. It's not a group essay. It's not written by a group. It's written by one person. So pronoun gives us lots of that information. So you can see there's lots of information going on with these pronouns, and it's really easy for things to get mixed up. And those will be the subject of future videos. For right now, let's recap. Pronouns stand for nouns. That's what they do. They tell us person, they tell us possession, they tell us gender, and number. They can give us lots of information. And issues can happen when the pronoun and the noun it represents gets mixed up. So stay tuned, everybody. We're going to have more videos coming up on common pronoun problems. But if you have any questions in the meantime, if any issues come up, remember that we're always here to help you out at the Lackawanna College Writing Center. Otherwise, thanks for listening. Great work, everybody. Great writing. Mr. Hebda out.